You got the audio rolling too?
So that was a song called Clearing the Path. It's a traditional Anishinaabe style song written by Phil Davis. We sing it to honor the original people of this land and to put out some good energy for the days coming, that everybody's talent might shine, and especially Mr. Fannon. No, all the musicians especially. We don't have to wait anymore. We don't have to wait anymore. We don't have to wait. We don't have to wait anymore. We don't have to wait anymore. We don't have to wait. We don't have to wait anymore. We don't have to wait anymore. We don't have to wait. We don't have to wait anymore. 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 We don't have to wait. We don't have to wait anymore. We don't have to wait anymore. We don't have to wait. We don't have to wait anymore. We don't have to wait anymore. We don't have to wait. We don't have to wait anymore. We don't have to wait anymore. See the light shine through the eastern door. See the light shine through the southern door. See the light shine through the western door. See the light shine through the northern door. And we don't have to wait. We don't have to wait anymore. Open up the door. Open up the door. Open up the door. Wave after wave. Wave after wave. Wave after wave. We don't have to wait. We don't have to wait anymore. We don't have to wait anymore. We don't have to wait. We don't have to wait anymore. We don't have to wait anymore. We don't have to wait. We don't have to wait anymore. We don't have to wait anymore.
Continental drift.
Thanks for doing this, CD. And I know it's been a long week. Couple of weeks with the walk and everything, man.
Yeah, it's been
It's all choosing. So yeah, so it doesn't make it any.
Well, what's up, CD? Where are we going next?
We're going to do a song called Ways of the Water.
Ah, nice.
Next. But,
Don't be afraid to get up on that one.
we've been carrying around for a while.
Nice.
In the arms of the Great Lakes, waters of our mothers, born to be ourselves and no other. We've come here to heal one another, to walk as sisters and brothers. These are the ways of the water. This is a walk of peace. This is a place of wonder. This is a great release.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah. How's that work?
Perfect,
Jim?
man. It's perfect.
As James says, we are perfect.
Everything is perfect.
Creator didn't make any
Nothing
mistakes.
wrong.
You only ever have to be exactly what it is that you already are. That's the owl medicine. Seeing through the bullshit of this world.
Well, welcome to the Jim Fannon Show. We're going all day live today with live music. That's the Perpetual Peace Project. And CD will be coming up next. We're going to do an interview. So how it's going to work, we're going to start at 10 o'clock on the hour, every hour. The Jim Fannon Show will go 3 to 6. We've got some political guests. So CD's coming up at 11 o'clock. You play some more music. And then, so we're looking for about a half an hour, 40-minute, maybe 45-minute set. And then we go over here to our interview set. So that's how it's going to look today. We'll get into much more of that later, but right now we're just going to slide over and talk to James Derlew and CD on Ofrio. I always want to say on Ofrio. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll be here all night. Check it out. Hey, and we got ourselves up on the monitor. I can see where I'm going.
What do you want us to?
I think both of you right here, or yeah, both on this side would be great. And we're supposed to bring some stools in too, but you guys can stand, it's no trouble.
Like goosebumps?
You got me, Chris? All right, is my mic live? Are we live up here too? All right. Okay, so just step up there, guys. Whoa. Difficulties? No, that's okay. I'll just sit down.
Yeah.
Okay, CD and James, thanks for coming in, man. I know you guys have been having some late nights. Step up to the mic, though.
Yeah, we've been,
You got Culture Jam going on in the falls
that's right.
at the old United Church on Lundy's Lane, so that's...
That's right, yeah. It's a multi-day marathon event,
Okay.
so we're in the midst of that. We're day 6. Yeah, that's how that works.
Sunday.
So it's been full on. There's been quite a few different happenings there. Musical, multimedia, art, and Road Waves was in there last night doing a space cadet party.
How appropriate for a jam band.
Yeah. So So it's been some funky scenes there.
Yeah. So we're talking to James Derlew and CD Onofrio of their Perpetual Peace Project. Guys, you made such an impact on me, just the wisdom. I really feel like there's, yeah, James laughs. But I mean, even from Jihad, I mean, here's a 20-year-old genius on guitar, and he's just such an old soul to me. It seems like every time I speak to him, he offers this deep, authentic wisdom that, you know, I'm twice his age, and I'm amazed by it. So talk to us a little bit about the Perpetual Peace Project, the idea behind it. Can we call it a band, loosely, I don't know, association, not even a group? I mean, you've radically inclusive, I've heard you referred it to. So tell us a little bit about the PPP and what it means.
I've been going with collective.
Collective, that sounds good.
As a way. We form as a band on stage some of the times, but you've been by, it's kind of like a music club where people are invited of all experiences and talent levels to join in. So the inception of the project, it came about after Rod Standish dropped the idea of doing a jam in perpetuity on me. And initially it didn't mean very much to me to do a jam that lasts forever. But then it stuck with me, and I started thinking that it would be a great human project, that you've got this, it's like a relay race of music with time as the only competitor. And I thought, oh wow, what could that lead to? That could lead to great things. And I sort of put my own spin on it with the Perpetual Peace Project, because I was thinking at the time, like scientists, they say that the experimenter, what they're looking for, it affects what the experiment is going, the outcomes of the experiment. So I thought, well, if we're doing this jam, perhaps we could actually create something, that thing being perpetual peace. And I only found out later that there was a 17th century philosopher, Immanuel Kant, who came up with, well, he wrote the Perpetual Peace Project as a political treatise. So he said, basically, perpetual peace is such a good idea that it will inevitably happen, and then he formulated a treatise on how it would look politically, as in no war for any of the nation states. We've taken a little bit of a different route to that, as in we've built it as a pursuit of harmony, where the goal being some sort of positive feeling of peace or quality of peace, brotherhood, sisterhood, all these hokey things that we value a lot, but you know, it sounds hokey to talk about.
Well, it sounds hokey maybe because it's not all that common right now, but I mean, that's originally where we all came from. I mean, even though we're inherently evil and full of war, it seems. I mean, you don't come up against, even in the early days, we didn't come up against a strange tribe without wanting to exterminate them. You know, we didn't invite them over for dinner and say, hey, let's make babies across these racial and cultural lines. We tried to exterminate them. You know, so my tendency is to believe that we're all born with that fear of what's different and different colors and different languages. And it's hard work to be inclusive and politically correct and accepting and non-judgmental. So, I mean, that's where I come from. So I think we come from a long line of it. But on the other hand, in the natives' teaching is very much, you know, don't take what you can't give back. And so, you know, I think maybe that, and you could probably speak to it more, but I think maybe it goes back that peaceful lineage, maybe back to the natives of this country originally.
Well, we've been actually cheated, I think, by a lack of respect for the wisdom and the truth that, you know, are the grandfather teachings that have come and that people brought, you know, through the centuries. This morning we were reflecting on what it took to have the freedom that we have today. We were sitting on Drummond Hill and watching the Union Jack fly over there in front of the church, and I'm thinking, like different teachings that we've had, like we were talking like with the continental drift there about the owl medicine and the ability to see through that facade, because I am you and you are me. I mean, in terms of one planet, there really is only one planet. The limitations that we put there, we've put there, and we've created those things. And when we understand that we are the creators and collectively the creator, then we can start, on that path of humility, and we start to respect and gain the wisdom and the ability to see through the facade of this world to that. And that's, the owl medicine and the cultural gifts that we could have been, celebrating, for the last couple hundred years.
Mm-hmm. And with music, like the way I see it, music has been a big barrier breaker. You think of race relations in the U.S. and the role of rock and roll in transcending that, where the rock and roll, it didn't matter who was making it. It could be felt. It led to more integration racially. And I see the potential of music to be that sort of force going forward as a global community in bringing people together in a way that we can live together respectfully and work together. So I really see it as that kind of transition from, there's still a lot of racial divide in the States, but there is that long ancestral heritage of mistrusting the other tribe. But I do think that through music, it's the sort of natural force that you can connect to no matter what. Well, I mean, any human being can understand it on some sort of primal level, a visceral level, and we don't have to get into our heads about it and get into politicking or espousing certain views. So if the quality's there, the quality's there.
Great. Carl David. Maybe you could just announce yourself, man. I'm not doing it. My lips aren't working very well.
Carl David.
The last name? Carl David.
Onofrio,
James Durlew of the Perpetual Peace Project. I'm Jim Fannon. Thanks for tuning in. I want to pick up on something that James said, and I think that, you mentioned humility. Yeah, I feel like we've really gone egocentric instead of ecocentric. I mean, our teachings traditionally, especially from the natives and way back, from when we lived in caves, I think was take care of your mother. Mm-hmm. And so talk to us about, we've kind of fallen off the path. I think we've got humility. Come on, is that prevalent in today's society? It's all about us. It's all about taking care of number one. It's all about how much money I get in the bank and what car I'm driving. For the most part, it's about, for lots of people anyways, it's flash, and there's nothing, there's no humility in that. There's nothing humble about that. So talk to us about that idea and how we may have strayed from it a bit.
I think the idea with that is that, arrogance comes before a fall. And that humility is the reality that we need to ingest and recognize. And when we start to, live by that, then our hearts will be in a place like where they're open. The intellect will be able to find its roots in that. Our minds will be able to stay open and continue to receive rather than expect, and the difference between acceptance and judgment and so on. And, it brings us back like to the creation stories where we come from the stars. The ego and the limitations that we pronounce and establish with our judgments keep us from seeing that. And that's how we fell from the stars. But the truth is this planet is still in the stars the same way it's ever been, in all its perfection and its infinite perfection in all time. And that's where we are. So when we have music to work with as a medium that is so malleable, we can actually see the stuff that's being inputted to us through our culture, through our society and our relationships, and be able to process that in a way that when it comes out of us, it comes out in a way of humility and openness and acceptance, which is fertilizer for love. You know,
And talk to us a little bit about the
garden
communication that we use, music for. I mean, for some of us, it's prayer or faith, where we have that divine connection with
Some people put their poetry in motion.
Yeah, no. And for
They're
others,
building the bridge, the rainbow bridge, like Carl's poems. Like, if you have a chance to get into Carl's poems, get into them.
but I mean, like some people lean on their faith or prayer. Some people lean on their crutch, drugs, or what have you.
Well, yeah.
So many
there's-
of us lean, whether we're musicians or not, and I totally get it from that level, is we lean on our music, and it's a creative outlet for you guys to make it and express it, but more so for us. Maybe not so more so, but far more common, I think, is the listener who's just, hair-raising, goosebumps, moved, inspired. The lyrics of so many songs have inspired us to great feats. So talk to us about using music as your communication and self-expression.
We are one is a statement that I think quantum physics and spirituality and neuroscience is starting to come to the place like we're really at the door of revelation. I believe that the time of enlightenment is there for those that are willing to receive it. And when we start to recognize that we can accept that and know that we are one, we can start to access the internet of the subconscious mind of humanity as one mind. And that starts to become a reciprocal process where we can give into it, we can receive it. The genius of the consciousness of the universe starts to actually input towards us rather than, bounce off the shields of our ego. And when we can get to that place, we can start to realize, that we really are one, not only with each other, but with the planet, with the universe, with the intention of the creation, which is, I believe, to love. I think one of the things that happened that
I'm
was
glad you said that.
revealing was when we were at the Octopus's Garden in New Brunswick. One fella came in, he says, "Man," he says, "you blew my mind." I said, "Oh yeah." He says, "Well, yeah, man." He says, "What you said." I said, "What did I say?" He says, "You said there was one thing better than music." I said, "Okay, what's that?" He said, "Sharing it." And I believe that that's the heart of the Creator, gave us all of this creation, every molecule in it. It was no good for the Creator to have everything if He couldn't share it. And that's the love of it. And when we can come to that place and we can start to receive that, we don't have to worry about what we have or what we don't have, because we have everything. And that brings us back to the statement, like, where is the healing and the medicine in it? We don't have to have something to try and fill a gap in our life when we realize that we already have everything and that we can start to share it. And then that fulfillment is always there. It's like, oh yeah, well, yeah, there's no need to get drunk and feel good, because like you already feel great.
Bar's open in 10 minutes. James Durlow, the Perpetual Peace Project, thanks for coming out. CD, Onofrio. What you said there about, even Napoleon Hill back in the 30s, one of my favorite authors, said, the brain is a sending and receiving device. And yes, that input into the collective consciousness is something real. And that when you're open to it, the genius flashes, the hunches come to you, the creative brilliance flashes into your mind.
Einstein
And if you
said
think
the
that's
same
your thought, you're sadly mistaken, because somebody else has had that thought, sent it to the oversoul or the massive hard drive in the ether out there, and then it's been gifted back to you in a way when you're ready for it. So maybe you can pick up on that a little bit.
Well,
We're getting deep now for first thing in the morning. First guest, we're going.
About this last night. You're freaking me out. I actually had this discussion last night.
Kat Augustine taking some photos. Thanks, Kat.
yes, I was taught by musician Dave Clark that genius comes from genie, and it used to be understood as in when the genius was present, it was almost like a certain thing was in the room, like a spirit or a muse or something like that. And then it got away from that, where people could possess genius, but that original conception was like, it came out of the bottle and it was just there. And people would recognize it and be like, oh, wow, the genius is present. It wouldn't be like you're a genius. It'd be like the genius is coming
It's
through
showing
you.
up in you.
Yeah.
There's that humility aspect again.
Yeah,
we
it's not
realize
me.
it's
I'm just
ambient
I'm
and
a
the ego isn't
vehicle.
there. It's like, wow, look at what we got.
Yeah.
It came to us.
We're sitting with the PPP. We're going on the hour all day. So they're our first guests up this morning. Chris Curry, thank you so much. We're live from Sessions on the River at 133 Niagara Boulevard on the beautiful Niagara River on the banks of it right here in Fort Erie at the base of the Peace Bridge. So it's free. You can come on out. We're going to be doing this all day and all night. We're going to have a jam session if anyone hangs out past our last band. Theater Chris comes up at 11 o'clock, and then Veranda Beach will close out the day. And if we've got anybody kicking around still, we will go live with a live jam. I'm going to leave the cameras rolling all night if I can stay up that long. It's been an early day, so thanks very much for tuning in. We've got a full set for you, but we've got about 5 minutes left before we can just wrap up. We're sitting with the members of the Perpetual Peace Project. I want to touch on the water walk around the region, and how, I lived on the water a little while. I didn't know how much it meant to me until I was removed from it, and how healthy it made me feel, and the spirit that was driven from that access to being right on the water all the time. Like I said, it's like when your back doesn't hurt, you don't say, hey, my back doesn't hurt today. It's only the pain of, being away from it. But talk to us about the water
Appalachian Rising's got
walk.
a song there. You don't actually miss your well until your water runs dry.
So the water walk, you guys just finished it. What, you covered 150 kilometers in the Niagara region in 4 or 5 days?
Yeah, that's right. So it's approximately that. We follow the Greater Niagara Circle route, which is a network of trails, and it goes around what we call the island of Niagara, and follows the Niagara River to Lake Ontario, to Welland Canal, to Lake Erie, and then back again. The walk was inspired by an Ojibwe grandmother named Josephine Mandamin, and she walked around each of the Great Lakes with a spirit of reverence for the water, blessing the water, praying for the future generations that we see the wisdom to be good stewards towards the water. And this is the 5th year that we've done it. So the first year we walked with Stephen Baranier and Rod Standish, and both of those guys, they had done walks, Rod across the country.
Yeah.
And Stephen from here to Big Trout Lake, which is a month of walking.
Wow.
For various reasons. And so we felt inspired by them to take on our own walk. And it was hard initially to do the 25 kilometers a day. I think we did 30 kilometers a day the first year. And, you get your physical aches and pains. But ultimately, it's turned into a rewarding experience, a meaningful experience, and then a lot of good times, which is the surprising part. Like, there's kind of like a blissful delirium that takes on when you've just been doing the simple act of walking like left, right all day, and then maybe you connect to the genius a bit because all your social filters have dissolved, and it's just you're just there, immersed in nature, and next to the water's there.
The host forgets to turn off his phone.
The dig.
Awesome. There's nothing wrong. Live radio, live TV, perfect. CD.
Yeah, so we do it in a spirit of reverence. If anybody wants to contribute towards different water causes, we partner in spirit with water.org or Chippewa Solidarity. I believe that's a .org as well, but it might be a .net or a .com. verify that. Google that.
CD, thank you so much, man. I know it's been a long couple of weeks. James Durlow, thank you very much. So we're going to take a short break and switch over. I think we've got this live stream set up in different segments just so we don't have to do one 16-hour feed. So this is the Jim Fannon Show. Thanks for tuning in. CD will be up next.